I have now got the strings on, it's all working, the intonation's out, the action's wrong. So we're just going to do like the final setup. We've got, the majority of it is spot on, and you can feel the action is about the same all the way across. But we have one string that is a fair bit higher than the rest. So we're just going to file down the nut a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just loosen the string so that enough so that I can lift it out of the seat. Now I'm just going to take it down a fraction using the thicker side of this one. Just this side. And then and that is almost identical to first E now. So that's great. So next is the intonation. So let's go and have a look. I'm going to make a little bit of an assumption here and say that most of you, if you're watching this, probably know how to do the intonation. So I'm just going to discuss the ins and outs of this one in particular. Right, first things first, you need to tune up. We have, this is one of the joys of working here, is this absolutely stunning Peterson tuner. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and do the intonation. Right, well, what we've got here is these are the strap saddles. They're in pairs. These are compensated pairs, so one is further forwards than the other. They've got little flats that sit opposing, and they're supposed to compensate. But what you'll find is with this pair in particular, your DG pair, they're never quite right. So see, that's pretty much spot on, but then when you go to the G, that's a little bit out. So personally what I like to do is to get an even movement on this scale here, get an even movement between the two, so that you're sort of compensating for the compensation. So where that one is pretty much spot on, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this forward a little bit, because the 12th on the G on 12th is slightly high, and yet the D on 12th is slightly low. So, but one is slightly further out than the other, so I'm going to compensate and try and get it in the middle. I'm going to have a fiddle, and then we'll see where we can get it to. See, there you go, I've come a little bit too far, so if I just back that back off just a fraction, then we should be dead centre once we're in tune. A little bit further, but you see where I'm going with this. So there we go. The action is a little bit high, a little bit higher than, well, in fact, E and E are very high. What we've got is we've got the strings are flat. Obviously they should be to the curve of the fretboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lower E and E a little bit and see if that works. That is a slight issue. So we're a little bit more even now. I'm just going to lower A fraction, lower E down a little bit further, and there we have that. Can probably come back up a little bit. So we have nice even action. Needs tuning again now. I've adjusted everything, but other than that, the intonation's right and the string height is right. So we are ready to play with it now. So a short time later, and we have the intonation done. So what I've done is I've compensated. You can see now here with the compensated saddles, I have played around until the difference is even. So if this one's slightly low, then this one's slightly high, so that I've got it dead in the middle. And I've done the same with all three. So they are as close as they physically can be. And then the other thing I've also done is string height. I got the trusty ruler out and precision rulers. You can't live without them doing this. I mean, your dad always said to you when you were a kid, measure, measure, cut. Measure twice, cut once. In this game, it's measure 50 times. Then just as you're about to cut, measure again, then start cutting. So precision rulers. So I got my trusty ruler out and I rested it on the frets so it was flat, so it was sat perfectly level with the neck, and then I adjusted the string height so they are all dead even right the way across. So now we've got nice even action at the top of the neck, nice even action at the bottom of the neck, and a perfect intonation, or as perfect as it can be.